Hey guys, Hi here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can see, I have a slightly different product here to review for you. Just taking a little break for you from colored pencils, that type of thing. And so I've got a little bit of a kind of like a mix here of graphite and color as well. So for most of you, I've done a couple of reviews of the Caran Dache Graphite pencils. I'll put a link for that one down below. It was a tube of their graphite pencils that I purchased a while ago for review, and I loved them. Everything about those pencils was fantastic. Even the way that they color coded the barrels, that type of thing. But Caran Dache actually have quite a wide range of various different graphite products for you to use, including like the pastel bars that you can get, like squares. They've got like graphite squares as well. Some of them have got pigment in them, some of them don't. The sets, sorry about that, guys. The sets that have water soluble graphite as well in them are kind of like that's what this set is. They're called Technalo or Technalo sets, and that's their water soluble graphite line. So I wanted to take a look at this set. I wanted to see how much color was in the colored graphite, because I've also done a couple of reviews of similar type products, and I don't want to name the companies because when I do reviews, I like to just stick to that one company. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There are two other companies, and they do kind of like a color graphite line as well. So I wanted to kind of like see what they were like, and then later on down the line, what I'll do is with the color graphite pencils that I have from the various different companies, I'll do like a comparison video for you. So this set here, it's got 6 water soluble graphite pencils, a water brush, and it comes in a little metal box. It says there, if you have a look on the side here, it says that there's a 6B, a 3B, and a B ordinary water-soluble graphite in there. And then you've got a red, green, and blue graphite, and then obviously the water brush. So let's open it up here and we'll take a little look. So while I'm opening this, I did do like a little kind of speed drawing. It was very simple, guys, but it was just to demonstrate how the pencils laid down, that type of thing. This little leaflet here shows you the various different graphite sets that Caran Dache have. They have kind of like a gift box set, which is pictured here at the bottom, which looks beautiful, as all the gift box sets do that Caran Dache own. That's what I was talking about there. If you can see there, the graph cube, they have those available as well. So let's set that to the side. And so this is the little metal tin, pretty standard for the little small sets that you get from anywhere, really. The Caran Dache logo there on the top, nothing on the back except for a little barcode there, and that's it. So you open up, and as with all Caran Dache products, the inside, the products themselves are well protected. You can see here there's kind of like a little foam pad up round where the core is. That's to stop any damage happening to the pencils in transit. So we'll take a look at the first object here, which is just the Caran Dache water brush pens. Now I've got the full set of these already. These are great water brush pens, but I'll demonstrate this one as well in this video. The Technalo pencils. Now, with the box set of the Caran Dache Museum Aquarelle that I showed you, one of these pencils, or two of these pencils, actually came in that set, and they're really, really nice. I've tried them, but I haven't actually reviewed them or anything like that. So this will be a first review in this line, this Technalo or Technalo line of Caran Dache. But anyway, if you have a look along the barrel here, so it says you've got the Technalo, which is the pencil brand, the little paintbrush letting you know that it's a water soluble pencil, then the Caran Dache logo, Swiss made, then there's a reference number here which corresponds to that particular pencil. So you can buy these pencils all open stock. The same with the graph cubes, you can purchase them open stock as well. Then up at the top here has the grade of the graphite, which is a B here, and then you've got the FSC, which is all to do with the different standards that the pencil has met. And then you turn it over, so it's got the graphite grade on one side, and then on the other side, the opposite side, it's got the graphite grade again. So it's on two sides. I know a lot of graphite artists have got certain pencils and they've got the graphite grade on all sides, because this is a hexagonal barrel, and they really like that. It helps them out. But Caran Dache have just done it on two sides. So that's the B. Then there's a 3B and a 6B. So I think that's a pretty good range of dark graphites that you're going to use there. So you've got B, 3B and 6B. The other three pencils that are in here, I'm hoping that you can see the colors because they are quite subtle. So this red, the information on the barrel is the same. It says Technalo, and then it says RGB, red, green, blue. The little paintbrush icon, letting you know it's water soluble. Caran Dache logo, Swiss made. Again, the reference number here corresponding to the pencil, and then the FSC, and that's it. On the opposite side here, it gives you lets you know the color. And for the red here, so we've got Crimson Lake for the red. The blue is Prussian blue. The green here is dark green. It says something else, but I can't make out what that is. Polycyan or something. I don't know. I'm not very good at reading that word. It's a dark green in any case. So that's the 6 pencils. As you can see, I showed you there that it has the foam protecting the core, but there's a foam pad here in the bottom of this pan as well. So that's really nice. Let's set that to the side. So like I said, I did a little bit of a speed drawing, and it was just a simple feather. So I've got an image of it coming up here, and I've done this in one of the Strathmore visual journals. It's a watercolor £140 watercolor journal, and I've done it using the 3 colors and a little bit of the ordinary graphite. So started off with the red, then the blue, and then the green. But I'm going to show you how they lay down and that type of thing, and how they look like. So okay, so I'm going to start with the red, and it's just graphite, so I'm not going to do layers or anything like that. I just want you to see what the colors look like. Out of the 3 colored pencils, the red seems to be the hardest core. Now, I don't know what the reasons are behind that. The blue and the green. So this is the red. I suppose I better do the green, hadn't I? You can see, I think you probably can see there that with the green core, it's definitely a much softer core. And again, I'm not too sure why that is, because surely it's these pencils are just the same graphite core, like the same graphite grade, but just with pigments in them. And then the blue here, again, it's a little bit softer than the red. So that is the green, and that is the blue. I'll zoom in on these in a little second. I'm just going to lay down the ordinary graphite as well. So we'll start off with the B, and obviously, if you're not aware, when you're going through your graphite pencils, you've got HB, which is kind of like right in the center, and then anything B, like B1, B2, B3, B4, all that, they're soft grade pencils. So all the way up to B9, you've got really super soft graphite, and it means that it's darker as well. All the way from H, all the way up the H scale to like the H9 is super hardcore, and means that the graphite lines are very light. So that's the 3B. That's the B, and then this is the 6B. Now, when I was doing the feather with these, I actually had a lot of fun. I'm not a big graphite artist. I would love to be. I've watched a couple of graphite artists, and I think the work that they can do is just phenomenal. But just at the present time, it's not something that I've been able to have the time to experiment with. So, like I said, this is the Caran Dache brush pen that comes with it. You just take the lid off. It actually unscrews here, and then you've got this plunger. You suck up the water, and then you've got these tiny little push buttons on the side here, which helps you to squeeze a little bit more water into the brush pen. So I've got a little bit of cloth here, so I'm just going to press there. You can see the water coming out. I don't want it too wet. So I'm going to start off with the red. Just let me zoom in a little bit here for you. Okay, so we've got the red here. And you can see as soon as you wet it, it gets very dark. But the red is quite, out of all three of them, I know I said that the red was the harder core, but I think the red is definitely the more subtle color. It's really difficult to make out, I think. It's easier to make out once it dries. If you have a look at the feather, the image of the feather, it's definitely easier to make out the red in the feather because it's dried. So the next one we're going to do here is the green. You can see there that, the fact that it's water soluble, it gives you endless things that you can do with this. A lot of graphite artists, whenever they're doing like backgrounds and stuff like that, will use graphite powder. But with a water soluble graphite, I'm guessing that doing a background or something like that, a water soluble graphite might help out a little bit. But you can see there the green is, it is, these colors are muted. It's not like, they're really vivid. They're just tiny bits of color just to give you a little bit of variation within your graphite work. And then the blue one here, I think maybe out of all three of them, the blue one is the most prominent, I would say. I'll have images of this up over on the Art Gear Guide again, so that you can go across and you can take a little look at the images in your own time. You don't have to rush through it. You'll be able to click on the images and enlarge them so you can see them better. And then we're going to go down here just to the ordinary graphite, and this is the B. So this is nice and dark, but you can see, like, you get a lot, you get to cover a lot of ground here with the graphite when you've wet it. I'm going to go into the 3B. I don't need to really wash my brush out here or anything like that, because we're just going from one graphite to the other, just different levels. Obviously, I would need to wash it out if I was going down the scale, if I started at the 6B and went down to B, but I'm going up, so it doesn't really matter. But you can see there, it's, you know, this is really, you can see, hopefully, this is really good quality graphite. And then this is the 6B. This is obviously going to be the darkest of them all. And that just, so easy. To cover the area that you need to cover. I'm definitely going to be starting to do a little bit more graphite work. Hopefully, you know, make a little bit more time for myself. So there we have, I'm just going to use the pencil here to point rather than my finger. So there you have the red, the green, and the blue, and they're drying a little bit, and as they dry, I think it's becoming a little bit clear, the colours in them. And then down here we've got the B, the 3B, and the 6B, and it's again, it's really clear, the different grades in the graphite. I should imagine if you're a graphite artist and you're doing something like you know, I don't know, a wooded area, your picture's going to be of a landscape or something like that. Using the likes of this green in some of the trees and the blue in maybe some of the sky, it would just add another dimension to your graphite drawing. It's certainly something that I've been thinking about when I've been testing these, and when I was doing the feather and stuff like that. I thought to myself, all the different possibilities that this little set could be used for. One thing that I was kind of like always a little bit, I wondered about was, because it's a water soluble graphite, can you, if you're working in it just dry, does it erase? So I've got the 3B here. I'm just going to lay down a little bit. So this is just the ordinary 3B graphite. And then I'm going to do the colors here as well. So this is the red. Not too hard, obviously. The green. And the blue. And you can see here when I'm putting this graphite down, especially the colored graphite down in its dry form, you can, you know, there's very little color that shows through here. It's all when the water activates the graphite, that's when the magic happens. So with the 3B graphite, in fact, I'll just erase them all here, but you can see that just because it's water soluble graphite, in its dry form, it lifts off perfectly. And same with so that's the color. So that was the red, green, and blue, just as the order up here at the top. And then this is the 3B graphite, and you can see there that they all erase off just as any other graphite pencil would do. So the pencils themselves, like I said to you, I give you a little bit of information about the barrels, the information that's on the barrels. The core of the graphite is just over 3mm core, and the barrel, the body of the pencil, is just over 7 mils, and it's a hexagonal barrel. So it's a pretty standard size for a pencil. When I was doing the graph wood pencils, they're much thicker, much chunkier pencil, but it's not the case with these Technalo pencils. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. If I am, if anybody knows the correct pronunciation for it, please let me know. But I had a lot of fun using these pencils, the water soluble graphite, when I got the Museum Aquarelle set. And then when I seen these coloured graphite sets, I thought to myself, you know, I'm going to have to get a set of these and review them and show people what they're like and that type of thing. As always, I'll have the prices over in the art gear guide for the UK, America and Europe. I'm hoping one day to be able to start adding prices for the likes of Australia and Japan. The thing is, just to keep everything generic, I use the price guidelines from Amazon. I think Amazon's perhaps the most generic way of displaying prices. But for some reason, and I don't know whether in Australia they can buy art supplies on Amazon, or whether here in the UK I can't access that stuff. I'm not 100% sure what the reason is, but when I go onto Amazon Australia, it doesn't bring up any art supplies. Same with like if I go on to try to get up like an Amazon in Japan or something like that, I can't find anything. So because I want to be able to cater for as many people as I can when I'm putting the prices down. Anyway, the prices for this set will be over on the art gear guide, and you know, as with all Caran Dache products, it is a little bit pricey, but in order to use a high-end product, which this is, you're going to pay a little bit more money. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this review. It was just a quick one there, hopefully. And you can click, I'll have links down below to the Graphite review that I did. I'll also have links for the speed drawing as well if you want to go across, and I'll have links to some of the images that I'll have up of the little test that I've done here, so that you can just go across and you can click on it, enlarge it, you can get to see the image a little bit better, and it's taken with the digital SLR, so the images tend to come up a little bit better than what they do using this camcorder. And especially because of all the lighting and all the rest of it, the lighting's slightly better with the camera. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you've got any questions about this product, please leave them down below and I will do everything I can to answer the questions. And that's it, guys. All the best, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next review. Bye.